Ray Hinton's out there, actually.
I hate to give you a hard time, but hearing you say Lemur kind of reminded me of that Chicago race a couple of years ago when Jeff Burton said, Shane Bergen. It's Van Gisbergen. All right, I'm allowed one joke that doesn't hit a night, so that part's over. What do we got up next? Compacting is completed until we roll into A feature time. Let's see what we got here on the old piece of paper. IMCA Stock Cars, brought to you by GT Midwest. Going to go 12 laps the distance, top 4 to Tech.
Before we have that, we have your top 6 in the Twin River Ford Compacts in their hot lap session. Brandon Carmichael out there, Hallie Boardman, Johnny Thomas, John Martinez, Jackson Black. Dylan Crandall, the only car out there not in this hot lap session, but this is your top 6 tonight. Dylan Crandall is your pole setter. Hallie Borgman's going to be to the outside. Brandon Carmichael inside row number 2. John Martinez outside row number 2. Inside row number 3, Jackson Black and Johnny Thomas starting 6 in tonight's A main event.
Man, what a great looking racing surface. It was great before they did the little fluff and buff, but I tell you what, it's really coming into its own. Top to bottom over in 1 and 2. Got about another lane that we could clear on the top side of 3 and 4, but this joint is racy.
Right, Yard. We heard J-Van talking about how he wanted this to go all the way to the wall, get as wide as we can get it for tonight's feature events, James.
I kind of like that guy. Pretty good dude.
Now, I think LCQ for your GT Midwest IMCA stock cars is up next.
Yeah, I got a little bit excited about that. Forgot about these hot lap sessions, but I do have the lineups ready. So set to start on the pole out of Corning, Iowa in the 70 machine. That's Jesse Dennis. To his outside out of Tama, Iowa in the 19J, it's Jay Schmidt.
Inside row number 2 out of Beatrice, the 84 of Benji Legg. To the outside out of Nebraska City, it's going to be the 6 of Jeremy Down.
And starting on the inside of row 3, it's going to be Lance Borgman out of Beatrice, Nebraska in the Spirit of 76. To his outside, it's the Mason City, Iowa runner, the 87 of Travis Shipman.
Inside row number 4, it's going to be the 7C of Chris Cerny out of Cuba, Kansas. To the outside out of Sterling, Nebraska, the 46 of Ryan Gillen.
Out of Rising City, Nebraska in the 17R, that's going to be Dana Rasmussen. To his outside out of Jamestown, Kansas in the 63C, it's Austin Carter.
Inside row number 6, it's going to be the 24Z of Zach Bollmeyer out of Beatrice. To the outside, the 43T of Jared Tiedemann, also out of Beatrice.
On the inside of row number 7 out of Belleville, Kansas, it's the 00 of Bryce Sasser. To his outside from Morganville, Kansas, that's what they used to call Shelbyville, it's the 1F of Troy Watchnight. And rounding out the field in car number 7, welcome back to Beatrice Speedway, Bobby Eubanks.
Bobby Eubanks. I asked him last time I talked to him, he was done with micros and doing stuff like that because it just hurts too much when he crashed those, and he needed something with a full body.
Yeah, the last time I'd really talked to Bobby Eubanks before he jumped into the stock car stuff, he was racing with us over at Eagle in the Race Saver cars. Great to see him back. You know, it's like they say, whenever a driver tells me that they're done racing, I never believe them because they're always going to find something to race.
Well, we're looking for 12 here. Actually, they all get in. But we're looking for 12 laps, and they're going for position.
All right. Every spot counts for tonight's lock-in for the main event. For your GT Midwest IMCA stock cars, Steve Porter's over there chomping at the bit on the flag standoff. Turn number 4, get ready to hear the roar. Let's go stock car racing at Beatrice Speedway.
Dennis and Schmidt side by side as they roll through turns 1 and 2. Schmidt without the early advantage there down the backstretch.
Couple of Iowa runners holding down the top 2 spots. Who's it going to be coming down to the flag stand? Jesse Dennis with a good run off the low side. Not quite enough. The 19J is going to hang on to the top spot, and we got trouble over in turn 4. One around. I believe that is the 43T, Jared Tiedemann, and that car is just now getting refired right as the yellow light comes on. Sometimes it's funny how it works that way.
Right you are, Jared. Hitting the spin cycle, like you say, James, going around all by himself over there in turn number 4.
Better the spin cycle than the total wash.
No harm, no foul. Nobody got into him. Everybody doing a good job getting around him. Close, I believe, was Bollmeyer.
If this is your first time watching IMCA stock cars in 2025, direct your attention to 1, 2, 3, 4. Your 5th place runner, Ryan Gilland. That's one of those new IMCA approved Camaro bodies. Kind of a sporty looking, just a new look brought into the stock car divisions. Stock cars obviously use a pretty wide array of bodies from old Berettas, Monte Carlos, quite a bit. Now we're bringing in the new Camaro to the mix. Delaware double wide formation. Getting ready to turn those lights out in the corners. Again, big thank you to Wheelan Caution Lights. You just got to love the thunder of a good old-fashioned open motor. Your crate don't sound like that.
So Schmidt, your race leader. And he's back quickly to the loud pedal there, and green flag is out.
Jay Schmidt leads the field down into turn 1. It's 2 by 2 by 2 by 3 by 2 by 4 by 3 all the way back. As Jay Schmidt continues his run of dominance at the front of the field, Jesse Dennis taking the high side. Benji Legg, oh no! That Camaro body we were just talking about got a little bit of a crinkle. Looks like that pops back out pretty good. Ryan Gilland and Jesse Dennis avoiding some melee over there. Both drivers able to continue on.
Unfortunately, Dennis going to have to take that back to the pit area. It's a little more damage for him. But we're going to stay green as looks like Gillen's able to keep going. No damage there.
Yeah, I think I spoke too soon on that deal. Tough break for Jesse Dennis. Ryan Gillen's hanging on back there around P9, P10, so definitely cost him some wholesale positions, but it looks like he's trying to mount the charge back as he battles with the 00.
Meanwhile, Jay Schmidt shows the way. Lance Borgman in second, Benji Legg in third. Fourth's going to go to Travis Shipman. In fifth's going to be Dane Rasmussen and Carter. Austin Carter in that 63C rounding out in the 6th spot.
Ryan Gillen takes the 7th spot away. Jeremy Down riding in 8th. Got a good battle shaping up here for 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Looking for 12. Oh, excuse me. All cars moving on out of this one.
How about Sasser and Eubanks both started in the back there, and now they're starting to try to pick their way a little better starting spot in tonight's A feature.
Oh, battle shaping up for the lead here. Lance Borgman finds his way around the top side and to the front of the field. The Spirit of 76 takes the advantage off turn number 2. Going to put Jay Schmidt into the 2nd spot. Benji Legg riding in 3rd.
So Lance Borgman shows the way as we're going to see 5 to go this time by. Lance Borgman looking to roll off 7th now with where he's at. So every spot matters here in this one, James.
Absolutely it does, Aaron Bales. Ryan Gilland on the charge, trying to work with Austin Carter over there off turn number 4. Not quite going to be enough. Gilland's going to change up lines, try and make the top side work for him.
So here comes the 87 of Shipman. He's going to thread the needle there between Legg and the 17R of Rasmussen. That is for P3.
Great battle down the front straightaway. He'll get the spot as they head back into turn one.
We're going to see 2 to go this time by your race leader. Lance Borgman still shows the way, and he's stretching his advantage just a little bit more there over the Jay Schmidt in that 19J.
Schmidt may end up with some company before this one is over. Next flag that flies is going to be 1 lap to go. Jay Schmidt hanging on to the second spot, but here comes Travis Shipman, and we got a yellow. Trouble for the 43T. I believe that's the second one of this event. Tough break for Jared Tiedemann.
So need a little assistance over there for the 43T of Tiedemann.
In the words of Kurt Merrill, push it real good.
I thought that was salt and pepper.
Kurt took it over. Salt and pepper has been moved to the back of the condiment shelf.
Well, back to the Delaware double file restart there as Borgman on the point. Should be 2 laps here. Should be a green-white checkered, I believe.
I believe you are correct. Lance Borgman, Jay Schmidt, Travis Shipman, Benji Legg, Dana Rasmussen, your top 5 as these cars ready to come alive. Back to the green flag. Got a little more to settle the score here. Let's get her done.
Jay Schmidt tried to pinch your race leader there, and that cost him a couple spots there as here comes the 87 of Shipman now. He's up to second and all over the back bumper there of the 76 of Borgman.
Quite the battles going on throughout the field. Dylan now working on a 3-wide battle with Carter and Legg as they roll through 1 and 2.
So looking for the checker flag here is Borgman off of turn number 4. Checker flag in hand here. Borgman coming home. Going to pick up the LCQ there. Travis Shipman going to come home in second. Rasmussen in third. Schmidt, Carter, Legg, Gillen, Down, Cherney, Bollmeyer, Sasser, Tiedemann, Dennis, and Washnet is your final finishing order in this one. But how about it, race fans? He's one of your own, the 76. That's Lance Borgman picking up the LCQ here for your GT Midwest stock cars.
Great stock car racing throughout the field, and that LCQ, that's going to lock in your lineups for tonight's IMCA Spring Nationals main event for your stock car division.
All right, this is your top 6 in the GT Midwest stock car division in their hot lap session there. Jeff Ware in that 83, the 19 of Kyle Vanover out there, the 72V of Jesse Van Landingham also out on the speedway taking advantage of this hot lap session. Three of your 6 cars making the call here for the GT Midwest IMCA stock car hot lap session. So checker flag going to wave here for your GT Midwest top 6 hot lap session.
Race fans, I got a pretty neat envelope up here with me. That's right, I know the 50-50 numbers. We're going to go ahead and draw for the 50-50 raffle between your final last chance qualifier and your first A main event. So be thinking about that. Only 2 LCQs to go before we get ready to roll into feature time.
MHC Kenworth of Lincoln, IMCA Hobby Stocks, their last chance qualifier on the pole. It's going to be the 12 of Michael Wade out of Dorchester, Nebraska, to the outside, the Beatrice, Nebraska driver. It's going to be the 20 of Chad Borgman.
On the inside of row number 2 out of Concordia, Kansas, it's the 23T of Trey Collins. To his outside out of Lincoln, Nebraska. In the B4, it's Ben Beecher.
Inside row number 3, the Garner, Iowa driver, the 27 of Braden Scher. To the outside, the Fremont, Nebraska driver, the 2C of David Carter.
On the inside of row 4, he's out of Salina, Kansas, the 57 machine of Eric Cross. To his outside out of Pickerel, Nebraska, in car 52, it's Toby Van Lanningham.
Inside row number 5, it's going to be the 24C of Chase Stanley out of Shickley, Nebraska. To the outside out of Lincoln, Nebraska, it's going to be the 98 of Jared Jackson.
On the inside of row number 6 out of Genoa, Nebraska, in car number 9, it's Landon Roebuck. And to his outside out of Guide Rock, Nebraska, in the 55J, it's James Love.
Inside row number 7, the 41 of Seth Steinmeier out of Bancroft, Nebraska. To the outside, it's going to be Brad Brahim out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, in that 65.
Starting on the inside of row number 8 out of Lincoln, Nebraska, in the 26L, scheduled to be Brent Lemke. To his outside out of Grand Island, Nebraska, in the 24T, it's Tylen Lambertus.
And scheduled to roll off in the 9th row, it's going to be inside of the 18L of Parker Larson out of Louisville, Minnesota. To the outside, the 44 of Dane Cleveland out of Concordia, Kansas. We're looking for the green flag. Michael Wade to set the pace. Last chance qualifier here for your hobby stocks.
Wade with the advantage as they head into turn 3. Borgman with a good looking run to the outside in the 20 machine. Wade's got the spot. Not for long. Here comes Borgman down the back straightaway.
James, unlike our last LCQ, we've got a car going around. That's the 65, and there's the 41 of Steinmeier into him. A little T-bone stake down there in turn number 4. Are we going to stay green? Unfortunately, the 65 unable to fire this off. James, we didn't talk about this.
We didn't?
We're only taking 6 out of this one. The last one we took everybody.
I guess we should probably mention that. Only top 6 cars moving on.
Only the top 6.
You watch Steinmeier roll past the grandstand here. Man, the right-hand side of that 41 machine looks a little bit rough, but he's managed to keep her rolling. We'll see if he can stay out and rejoin the rear of the field. He's going to.
Look at the 24T. Where's your hood?
Yeah, Tylen Lambertus left the hood somewhere.
Keeping that motor cool.
Yep, exactly. On a beautiful day.
Heavy right side damage on that 41 of Steinmeier there. Just cosmetic, I assume.
Looks like it. He's still riding out there. Oh, he is kind of slowing down there through 1 and 2. He may be taking that 41 machine pit side. It's not what I want to see. I've got him on my Race Pass Fantasy roster. He is going to tag along at the rear of the field. Unfortunately, Brad Berheeny's night is done.
So track officials cleaning up some of the debris that was left out on there. The caution lights are out. Trey Collins, your race leader. Borgman, it sets in second. Michael Wade in third. Scher, Beecher, and Van Lanningham rounding out your top 6 transfers.
Sounds like there's some Trey Collins fans in the house.
They're right by us. Green flag is out.
Collins remains in the top spot. Chad Borgman working to the inside of Michael Wade down the back straightaway. Good battles going on here really throughout the entire field of these hobby stockers. Right now we'll focus on the battle for the second spot. Borgman to the bottom side. Michael Wade through the middle. Collins remains your race leader. Chad Borgman gets the second spot away. Now here comes the 27 machine of Brandon Schaer. Working into third off the low side, trying to get around Michael Wade. Wade has the advance as he rolls into three on the top side. Down to the low side, Schaer's got it. He's working it. And we got one around. That's Love hitting the spin cycle over there in turn 4. Let's see if he can get a refired. I got my eyes on that. We'll send Aaron to the battle.
So the battle rages on for second between Schaer and Borgman, but caution unfortunately going to come out there for Love.
Not looking like that 55J machine wants to start. Oh, there he goes, right at the end of that tail. Going to get it fired up, spin it back around, try and rejoin at the back of the field. Got a long road to hoe, taking the top 6 machines out of this one, locking them into tonight's Spring Nationals main event.
Well, James, with that action, though, we got a little bit of a change-up now. Trey Collins still shows the way. Chad Borgman second. Schaer sets in third. Wade in fourth. Eric Cross up to fifth. And Ben Beecher, your sixth and final transfer car as the remains now. We got 9 laps to go, though, yet.
9 laps, 6 spots. Let's get it on. Collins out to the advantage. Borgman into the second spot. Great starts from a lot of runners. Michael Wade now trying the low side. Haven't seen him run around there in, oh man, it's been a couple years since I've seen Michael Wade doing the catfish thing, but it looks to be working for him as he rides in third. Things getting a little hairy here through 3 and 4. Trouble for Love once more hitting the spin cycle. Come on, keep it fired up, James.
Roebuck coming in there, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, and he's trying to work his way into a transfer spot. And he so far is. Schaer, your one car to the good yet now, and here comes Van Lanham in that 52.
James Love did keep the 55J machine rolling, and I raise my golden suds to thee. Back at the front of the field, Collins remains your race leader. Michael Wade in the second spot, Borgman in third, Cross is fourth, Roebuck in fifth, Schaer in sixth. He's your final transfer car. Toby Van Lanningham, the first car outside looking in. Ben Beecher back there with him, as well as a horde of others as the caution flag flies. Got debris over there headed towards turn 1.
Schaer got into the back there of the 9 of Roebuck and just, well, de-pantsed him.
De-pantsed him. The first de-pantsing of the 2025 season. That's right, sir. You carry that tailpiece with pride. I probably shouldn't do this, but I think I'm going to. I think Roebuck will go back and pick up his ass before he leaves Beatrice. Excuse me, tailpiece. See why sometimes I shouldn't be allowed to make my own decisions?
So Trey Collins, your race leader, Michael Wade, Borgman, Cross, Roebuck, and Schaer, your 6 transfer cars.
Schaer, like, do you believe in locking in the show? All right, caution lights are out. My comedy hour is over. We're going to get serious, and we're going to get back to it.
Good start there for Collins once again.
Absolutely dominant race car in this one so far. Michael Wade's got the second spot. Chad Borgman is third. We got a 3-wide battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Rolling through 3 and 4 here. Collins hanging on to the top spot. Top 2 remain unchanged. 3 on back is anybody's guess. They are not swapping sliders, but they are absolutely running 3-wide formation lap after lap after lap. This is the kind of racing we love to see here at the Beatrice Speedway.
Schaer going to try to throw his hat back in the ring here as laps winding down in this one. We're going to have 5 to go here. Trey Collins still shows the way. Wade sets in second. Roebuck in third. 4th, Borgman. Schaer, Cross, your top 6.
Schaer and Borgman, pretty good battle. popping up here down the back straightaway. Borgman with the advantage as they roll into 3, but down to the extreme low side. Cher is working it. Coming back to the flag stand. Who's going to hold top spot number 4? That's Brandon Cher.
So good battle there. Scherer past Borgman. Cross still sits in that final transfer spot. Beecher's going to have to go here as he's going to see 3 to go next time by the flag stand. Trey Collins still shows the way. Michael Wade comfortable right now in second. As I say that, here comes Roebuck now. Roebuck looking to reel in that 12 of Wade.
Roebuck missing that rear tailpiece. Trying to set his sights on the 12 machine of Michael Wade. This time past the flag stand. He's got the rocking chair flags in hand. 2 laps to go for the 23T.
Trey Collins down the backstretch. Michael Wade sets in second. There sets Roebuck in third. Cher fourth. Borgman fifth. Cross. He's got a battle now. That is for the final transfer position as Beecher to the outside. Cross on the bottom. Last lap here. White flag is out. Cross with a good run there. He's going to hold the spot for the time being. James, take us home here as they work through turns 1 and 2.
Will do, buddy. Here he comes off of turn number 2. Beecher to the outside. Wade Cross down to the low side. Leaders headed through 3 and 4. Collins going to pick up the win, but our eyes are peeled on the battle for the 6th and final transfer spot. Coming back to the line. Beecher, no. Cross gets the job done by a nose piece past the flag stand. So your top 6 cars moving on. Going to be the 23T picking up the win. How about it for Trey Collins? Michael Wade brings it home in the second spot in car number 12. Third to Landon Roebuck in the 9. Fourth to the 27 of Brandon Cher. Fifth to the 20 machine of Chad Borgman. And your 6th and final transfer car locking into tonight's Spring Nationals dance. It's the 57 of Eric Cross.
How about it, race fans? Did you enjoy that one? Let us hear you. Your best Ric Flair.
I tell you